Hello, welcome to Inside Out with myself, Junior Badila. Is Joe Biden's visit to Angola aimed to counter Chinese and Russia influence in Africa? We're going to talk about with Philippe Shamamba, who is the member of African Diaspora Forum Group in the UK. Philippe Shamamba is the regular contributor to Inside Out. Hi, Philippe, how are you doing?
Hello, Junior. Good afternoon. I'm doing well, and you?
Yeah, Philip, we all followed Joe Biden 24 hours visit in Angola, and few African leaders, president from Zambia, president from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and president of Angola himself, João Lourenço, they signed an agreement that was this week in Angola to relaunch Lobito railway project. Do you think this is Joe Biden last trip as a U.S. president, and he chosen Africa, particularly Angola? Do you think that many people are saying that Chinese and Russia influence in Africa is dominant and is taking over U.S. influence? Do you think this is very strategic for U.S. to counter Chinese and Russia influence in Africa?
I think it is, but Junior, if we go back to see America and Angola relation originally, how they have been getting on with the relationship. I mean, Angola has not been a very good, America, let's say, has not been a very good, traditionally friend of Angola. Angola's war, independence war, Angola got independence in 1975. As soon as Angola got its independence, between 75 and 2002, Angola was drawn into war, which is about 30 years of war, in where we could see Angolan government fighting the rebel, Angola government, MPLA, called MPLA, was fighting a rebel faction, we call UNITA, and America and South African regime of apartheid were supporting UNITA, which was the rebel fighting the central government, which was which is still in place now. So, like we say, historically, America and Angola did originally, and they did not have a good relationship. In the other side, Angola has been a very good friend with Russia, with China. As you can see, Angola was a kind of socialist country. And that's why America was trying to have its influence in Angola by trying to push what can say agenda to have a capitalist government in Angola. And that's why there was that fight that went on for 30 years between two Angolan factions, the rebel UNITA and MPLA, which was this on central government. And in 2002, we will see after Savimbi's death, Angolan government will be in control for the whole country. And after that, America left Angola. And you know, when there is nothing else, there's always something that will come. If you see the relationship that Angola had with China and Russia at the time, the Chinese moved in really quick from 2002 and up to now. By they invested so much in infrastructure. They built roads, stadiums, airports. So all the infrastructure that can be seen, the Chinese have done it. And now, like your question said, is America moving in because they see China and Russia coming in? Yes, could be, because now Angola is very much being influenced by the Chinese. Like you say, there's so much the Chinese have done to Angola. In Angola, economically, there's a lot. The relation between China and Angola now is really kicking. It's big. If you go to Angola or Rwanda now, you see so much buildings. The Chinese have built so much in Angola. That's why I think America is moving on, because as a French president says, Jacques Chirac, if you have Africa, then you have the planet. And the way the world is going, the Chinese is becoming very powerful, and Russia is coming in. I think it was about time America, I think it's time for them to move into Africa. And the best place to move is Angola. And they need to fix the relationship between the Angolan government. I think this is what is happening.
Yeah, this is happening. We will talk about infrastructure because Lobito Corridor is a railway project that Joe Biden went to relaunch. It's part of one of the massive infrastructure projects in Southern Africa. But let's focus on the relationship between the US and Africa. You know, when we talk about Africa, it's 54 countries. So, and now Chinese influence is becoming apparent in terms of trade and investment. And if you look, Russia's influence is increasing. I think Russia presence is more around defense and military cooperation with few African countries for peace and security. But it's quite interesting report was published in, I think, 2023 by Ghana, which is the report clearly stated that the United States lost its place as the most influential global power in Africa. So do you think that you clearly mentioned in China and in Russia. Do you think that despite the massive infrastructure, or Lobito is quite massive infrastructure, still Chinese influence is keep on going on? It will be too late for America to try to catch up.
Yeah, let's explain a little bit what is that Lobito corridor we're talking about. This railway, you know, when the colonial time, when the Belgian moved in, Stanley told King Leopold II that Congo without the railway is worth a penny. It's not worth it. So they had to build railway.
Stanley the explorator, isn't it? Just to make it clear, he's British journalist and explorator. Yeah.
The British sent to find Livingstone. Yeah, it's quite a long story. So the Belgians had to build railway if they really need to exploit Congo really well. So from Congo is really big, as you know. If Kinshasa, the capital city, is in London, the east of Congo will be in Moscow. So to evacuate things, raw material in big quantity, you need a railway because you don't have river that come from east to west. So railway is the only way they could do the business. So from the northwest, there was they could take whatever they needed from the east, coming through by the sea or river to get a railway from Kinshasa to get evacuated from Matadi and then go to Europe. But down south, that cannot happen because the country is so big. So they had to build another railway which could come from, because Congo, that side is enclaved, is in middle. So they need to find out how to evacuate the product from raw material from the Congo, southeast of Congo to Europe. So the only way was to build a railway from Congo to Angola and evacuate what they had. So that's when the history of Benguela Railway started. So they built railway from Kolwezi, which is in the Congo, all the way to Angola in Benguela, from Benguela to Lobito. That's where the name Lobito Corridor come from. So that railway, in the before independence, was used by the Belgians, and it was really, they made lots of profit from Congolese cobalt, copper, lots of stuff, uranium, you name it, all the way to Lobito and through Europe. And 1975, when Angola got to independence, like we say, the war broke. In that civil war in Angola, the railway became quite dangerous to use, and with the bombing, everything, there was no way to use that railway anymore. And in 2002, after the war, the Chinese moved in, like we say. They managed to get the rail back on track again, until when the Americans see there's opportunity to come, Then they came in. So how are they going to cohabit between the Chinese and the American? This is another thing we don't know. But this is the biggest American investment of infrastructure in the whole Africa within I don't know, the last few decades. Why the Americans did not stay in Angola after the after the Civil War? For the Americans, they thought, oh, Angolan government was not respecting human rights. Angola's government were not playing game they had to show. That's America moved out. And the Chinese did not really care about what you do. All for them is business. And the Russians came because Angola and Russia, they have a very long history going back. They helped Angola so much in the war, during the war. If I remember, I think that Putin, the current Russian president, went all the way to Angola and Mozambique during the struggle, during the fight for independence. So America and Russia, they have a very long history going back. So, sorry, Angola and Russia have very long history going back. So now,
Sure.
America have seen this as an opportunity to come back. That's why they're investing so much. And talking about when Joe Biden became a president in 2024, was right after the election that went in Angola when the President Lourenço got into power. For the Americans, they didn't like the way he got into power. For them, was loss of regularity, violation of human rights, and the relation was not very good. But now, Americans are coming. I don't know if they're still worried about this relationship or this human rights thing, because they didn't even talk about it. I think now what they're more interested in is business, more than the human rights, more than anything else.
So let's focus on we'll come back around about human rights and cooperation, trade and investment. So Lobito Corridor is an old project that from 1975 is not a current project which does. We need to make it clear to people who are listening, because some people, we had quite few questions. People were asking if Lobito is just a new project, new American project. So Lobito, as you mentioned, it started as Benguela, was Belgian colonial project to carry it, to evacuate raw material from Congo to Atlantic. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the colonial time. I mean, Lobito project started, I think, 1902. I think, yes, when the Belgian, after when the King Leopold II gave Congo Belgium to the Belgian government, and they've seen there was so much opportunity for them to evacuate raw material from the Congo to Europe. And that's when they decided to build that rail track that will go from Katanga to Benguela and from there to Lobito, so they can evacuate. And they made so much, they made billions and billions of dollars from that way of evacuating the raw material from Congo, which is cobalt, like we say, copper. You know, that really was needed in the world, and is still needed. Yes, it's an old project. It's an old project that was done by the Belgian at the colonial time, and then during the Civil War in Angola, and the railway became not practicable between that time 75 until 2002, when the Chinese came in to do the business with the Congolese and the Angolan. That's when they had to rebuild that rail track from the damages of during the Civil War in Angola. Yeah.
How much American has invested? We had about 500, $500 million, nearly $1 billion. How much so far the American invested to relaunch the Lobito Corridor?
As I understand, it's about 500 million the Americans have invested in that. $500 million, I think. Yeah, I think that's what they invested to get to the state it is now, so they can relaunch the business from Katanga. But the idea is to see how they can get the material from Congo eastward toward the east and the west. Toward the east is going to go to Angola, to Lobito, that Lobito Corridor. But now the Chinese are using more Tanzanian side, so which is going from Congo to Tanzania to Indian Sea and go to China. For them, I think it's shorter. North America is on the other, in the southeast, which is Angola to Lobito, Congo to Lobito, from Kolwezi or Tenke to Lobito. I don't know if people have heard of Tenke Fungurume, which is one of the biggest, the world's biggest place where it used to be Americans and they sold the Chinese. And the best way for the Chinese to evacuate the cobalt or copper coming from Tenke Fungurume is towards southeast. So going Kalemi, which is down south Katanga, cross the lake, Tanganyika Lake, go to Tanzania and evacuate toward Indian Sea, all the way to China. For them, I think it's shorter than going all the way to South Africa, which is a very long way. And for that Benguela way, there was a project to link Africa, the whole Africa, from South Africa to Egypt. So that's the way the railway should have gone from Elizabeth Port down South Africa all the way to Cairo in Egypt. So the plan is to do that to link the whole Africa. But for now, it's gone from Angola, from Lobito all the way to Katanga. And I said the project is to see how they can link from South Africa all the way to Egypt. That's the project is, yeah.
So Benguela or Lobito Corridor involved the southern part of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zambia, and a big part of Angola.
Yeah, I think the rail was about 1,800 kilometers. And the Congo side, I think about 450 kilometers, and the rest is in Angola. So the biggest part of this corridor is in Angola. And from Congo going to Zambia, there is a part that's of Congo but in toward Kisenga, I think, going down. So the Zambia stuff there. So there's a part that links Congo and Zambia, and the biggest part is in Angola. Yeah.
So what are countries? In the past we heard stories like when there is a summit, like U.S. Africa summit. There is no an agenda from African countries. It's mostly the U.S. They do have the agenda set already. Then when the African leader, they will come on the table, say, listen, that's the policy that have been made for you. You just need to sign the agreement. But for this Benguela or Lobito corridor, what are the benefits from Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zambia? We know what Americans are going to benefit, and the Chinese is going to be, they're going to evacuate the raw material from Congo and Zambia, mostly during this time of rare mineral, and with the EV manufacture now, so the raw material, critical mineral from Congo and Zambia are really needed. This is the time. But what are Congo, Zambia, and Angola are going to benefit from this project?
I don't know if you recall, to 2022, Congolese president and Congolese foreign minister and Zambian president, they went to America. They signed an agreement that because the days to come, the world is heading toward clean energy. For the clean energy, you need lithium and you need cobalt. Congo represents 70% of the world reserve of cobalt and more than half of world lithium. So when the Congolese president and Angolan president went to America in 2022, the agreement was to give America the whole supply chain of cobalt and most of the supply chain of lithium. So the best way, I mean, they've already signed for the product, they've already signed for the raw material, but now you need to know how to evacuate it. That's why they need to quickly sort out that rail track from the Lobito Corridor. So we know that's Americans know what America is benefiting from. But what is Congolese government or the Congolese people are benefiting from, apart from selling the
raw material?
The raw material from the cobalt, and that is not really sure. Because if you look at Joe Biden's tweet a couple of days ago, he said exactly what America is planning for Angola. clean energy, giving 100,000 Angolans, poor people, power, which will be supplied through clean energy, and the internet to millions of Angolans. But it did not mention what is the Congolese are going to benefit. I know Congolese presidents went to sign the agreements that they are called for the Lobito Corridor, but Joe Biden's speech only mentioned Angola. I don't know if in the future it's going to mention what Congolese government is, Congolese people are going to benefit from it, or the Congolese president himself, he will say when he signs what is in this agreement, because this question was not debated in the Congolese parliament. So we don't know exactly what the Congolese are benefiting from this particular accord. We don't know exactly, but even Zambia, we don't know, because Zambia has about 5% of the world reserve of cobalt. Congo has 70%. So Zambia and Congo have given a supply chain of cobalt. So we don't know exactly what are the benefits of Zambians and the Congolese from these agreements.
Sure.
Not really sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that, you know, taking in that context, do you think that they treat Congo, Congolese, Zambia and Angola leaders as equal partners, or it was just, all right, come sign this agreement, come take a picture with the US president, you'll be glad to be sitting next to outgoing President America, this will be good for you, for your... Do you think they treat them as an equal partner, or, you know, it's just a question of the policy, as I said earlier, was set already in Washington, White House. They say, all right, this is a chunk of paper, come just sign it, bye-bye. Do you think this is a equal partnership between US and Africa, mostly the three countries named?
Well, this is what it looks like until the Congolese leader and the Zambian leader explain exactly who are the people benefiting from this contract. Because up to now, we don't know. So we know exactly what the other side is getting, but we don't know what our side are getting. So it seems like you come and sign here, until they make it clear, this is what our benefit is, this is what we're getting. It looks like they're just there to sign agreements, to give what they're asking them to give. How would we know what are we benefiting unless they tell us? We don't know.
In other things, Philip, we know that you know, the fathers of African Union, we used to be called Organisation de l'Unité Africaine. This is something that the projects are supposed to be taken over by AU, isn't it? In terms of raising funds, this is one of the African projects which will benefit from Africa than from foreign partners like US. We know that US is one of the preferred, it used to be, I think it's still, one of the preferred trading partners of our Africa now. But do you think this is a massive project could benefit from African itself? That means they found the trust fund coming from Africa than coming from foreign investment.
We already know, well, let's say Congo itself, we don't know who will benefit from it. So when it comes to the whole 54 countries of Africa, we the benefit from apart from Angola, they know quite what they're getting from it. I don't see how 54 countries will know what they're benefiting from it, since even the country that's supplying the raw material, we don't show what we are benefiting from it. So if we have to look at it as the African Union, what African Union, I mean, they should stand up. We should say, okay, let's work as African Union, like European Union work together. For example, we should stand up as African Union. This project, before to be debated, let's see what Africa is going to get from it. Or Congolese government, for example, who say, oh, this concerns us as a Congolese. This will be coming from us. So put the foot down and say, oh, this will only be debated in the Congo, for example. But if they are talking about what will come from Congo in another country, and that country knows what they are going to get from this project, and you who supplying the material, you don't know what you're getting from this project, I don't know how this will work. So if at the country level already we don't know how this is working, how about the continent level? We're not sure what the whole Africa will benefit from, apart from, like we say, Angola for now. So this is, I mean, the agreement's already there. They've already signed a code. You can't come back and say, no, we're not getting this. You've already signed. Before you sign, you should look at what is written down. Look at the small wording. As they say, the devil hide in details. Look at the details properly. Speak to your people. Go to your parliament. Have a debate so people are clear what is their country is going to get and what is Africa as a continent is going to benefit from this. That's the best way. But as it is now, as it stands now, it's all blur. We don't know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, but it's not that too late. The agreement can be still discussed. I haven't seen in the Congolese media or in the Congolese parliament, as you mentioned, a concrete debate around the benefit from the Lobito Corridor, the agreement which was signed from three parties, President of Zambia, President Tshisekedi from the DRC, and Lourenço. We know about Angola, where Angola is benefiting from. We know exactly, but it's unclear from Zambia and Congo what the benefits are. Let's see what the feature, where the feature lies.
Junior, just 1 second. I think the debate should take place prior to signing the agreement. So you don't sign the agreement, then you debate afterwards. No, you debate first. You tell people this and that, then you go sign. So prior signing, the debate has to take place. As I heard in Angola, they debated in the parliament. In Zambia, I heard apparently they spoke about it in the parliament. I heard Tanzania as well. That's what I heard. So I think it was going to be wise for the Congolese to debate about it as well. Things are clear.
So do you think this was not taken seriously from Congolese party? Because even the day before the president traveled to Angola to sign the agreement, we've seen him on TV playing football. Do you think this was quite a massive project, quite sensitive issues? Congo, as you said, holds about 75% of cobalt worldwide production, but it looks like it was not taken as seriously as it's supposed to be.
But you look at it, that's what it seems like. Because if you go into such a project, if you know this is concerning my country, if you know I represent 70% of what the world will be relying on for these years to come, for decades to come, because the whole world is moving toward clean energy. You as a frontman, as a person in front representing this country, which is very important strategically. I think the day before, if it was me personally, I'm not gonna go play football. I will be there studying everything. I'll be there with my advisors, everybody else, trying to see what we do make of this. Is anything else we need to do? Anything to add? Anything that's not working out? We can speak at the meeting. When you go 24 hours, I don't know. Why go play football? I'm not too sure. But I don't think it was time. The football could have waited.
Do you
after signing the agreement, then go play football?
Sure. Let's go back to the White House, US. Do you think the President Trump will carry on with this project? The upcoming administration by the President Donald Trump will take on this Lobito project? Is likely or unlikely?
Well, it's very much likely. You know, Donald Trump is very business oriented. This is a very good opportunity to America. And I'm sure he's, America, they change presidents, yeah, but coming to American interest, they work together. They put politics aside in America and American politics. But when it comes to foreign policy, when it comes to America again, when it comes to American interest, policy hardly changed. So I'm sure Donald Trump, this is an occasion for him to jump into. So this is not about Donald Trump, it's about America. It's about what America is going to gain from it. So it's a very good opportunity for Donald Trump to take it from there. And it's a very good, like they say in French, pass or no, which is going and pass, for him to carry on and see these projects grow through, see it through. I think that's exactly what will happen.
I'm just asking myself. It looks like Congo is becoming or is already a battleground because you've got Western American, you've got Canadian, you've got Chinese, you've got Indian as well, fighting on the ground for Congo raw material, mostly mineral. How is it going to look like in the next 10 years?
Yeah, well, let's add Turkey as well. Turkey is one of them coming in as well. In the years to come, Congo need a very strong leadership. If the leadership is now can strengthen itself, or another leadership may come, very strong leadership, which can put its foot down. Because look at it. Let's say the world has to move toward clean energy, which means cars and everything else will go, batteries and everything will go toward that clean energy. Now, to have this clean energy, to have this electric cars and everything, you need the Congo. This is like Saudi Arabia of the future. This is like Qatar of the future. So, you need a strong leadership, which will be there. This can make Congo the wealthiest country in the world because you have 70% reserve of what is needed for the future of the planet. Just like when they discovered you need oil for cars to work. Look, Dubai, for example. Look what Dubai is like. Look what Abu Dhabi or all these countries making money with petrodollars. Look what they are like. This is we talk called dollars. You know, so the Congo has to take things very seriously and see this opportunity for to make it as wealthy as possible, to make Congo to be second or if not better than other oil suppliers countries. I think this is what the future is looking like for the Congo.
So what you're saying, Philippe, is so minerals are becoming the defining defining Congo political agenda right now.
Yes, like I say, President Chirac say you have Africa, you have the planets. Now it's like you have the Congo, you have the future. Because without lithium, without cobalt, there will be no clean energy. And the whole planet now wants the world energy. I mean, now the biggest supplier of battery that is needed for electrical car is China. And you know, China are taking cobalt from the Congo.
So if minerals are shaping Congolese political discourse, so what type of leadership that Congo needs? What type of leadership? Is democracy? We've got a democratic elected regime in place now, but still peace and security in eastern part of Congo is still an issue. So what type of leadership that Congo require for in order to proper implement the good governance and manage the resources that he has?
Like I just said, America has a strong leadership, but does not stay one man. You see, every 4 years you have elections, every 4 years maybe another president, but the system stays. Like we said, Donald Trump will come, taking over from Biden. Joe Biden has built the way that Donald Trump will come from, will take from. So now the corridor, the Lobito Corridor, Joe Biden has started it, but he's not going to have to stay there because he's the one who started it. Joe Biden is going, Donald Trump is coming. And after Donald Trump, somebody else will come. So the system is staying strong. System stays. The administration stays. But people are changing.
First female president just won the election. So the good leadership, as you said, and continuity. You mentioned something very, very, very important. The Lobito Corridor will be relaunched by Joe Biden, and Trump administration is coming. They're going to continue with that project of Lobito Corridor. That is the continuity. So is the continuity and good governance that are lacking in most of African countries, particularly in Congo?
yeah, we in Africa, we need to stop seeing like if I'm not there, things will fall apart. No, a good leader has to prepare the future. When you come, don't see yourself as I'm irreplaceable. Everybody can be there. We don't know what will happen tomorrow. We don't know what's going to happen in a week or 2 weeks. The future does not belong to us. If you are living today or tomorrow, it's because, well, those who believe in God, because God wants to. For me as a Christian, I'll say if you are living today, it's not you. God is borrowing you and lending you life in the same French. He's lending you life. So we need to start thinking, oh, this without me is not going to happen. No, what you need to do is to build a strong economy. You can start building something that maybe in the 30 years to come, 50 years to come, this will get. In Tanzania, someone like Magufuli, who he only spent 5 years, and peace be upon him, because he's no longer with us. But this guy, in 5 years, he built a solid economy. He built solid foundation, which is now is being carried on with the current president. So what we need is people who have vision, people who don't see themselves as just me. No, you have to build bases that will be carried on in the future. If you're not there, there will always be some other people. The country stays, people will pass, and the country institution will stay. That's what we need to look at. That's kind of leadership we really need in the Congo, I think, yeah.
Yeah, a great point. You mentioned the leadership. We've seen in Namibia with the first female elected president, Netumbo Nandi. You mentioned Magufuli he passed in Tanzania. We've seen that currently ongoing election in Ghana. You've seen people are campaigning freely. We've seen in Botswana as well. With the current president, which was elected, normal electoral process. That's very important. Last point, Phil. Now we were talking about Lobito Corridor. So how long Lobito projects are going to last? Is the relaunch, the reconstruction of Lobito, but for how long is going to last?
Talking about reconstruction, I think the real check is already been done. It's just the launch of the business, I think. In 2017, I remember President Kabila and Eduardo dos Santos, they were there for the inauguration of Lobito
Corridor.
Relaunch of Lobito Railway. So I think it's already been done. Now I'm just thinking about how to relaunch the business through the corridor, I think. But there might be a few things to do here and there, but the Chinese have fixed the part that was broken. And like I say, it's already been inaugurated. I don't think they have that much to do. But the Americans have pumped in so much, about 500 million, like we say, just to do what is left to do in order to go. But I think it's not going to be long. I mean, by next year, I think the project should kick off. Yeah, I think.
All right. Thank you, Philip, for joining me. Always pleasure to have you debating African perspective on Inside Out every Saturday. Thank you to you. You've been listening, joining us. If you like to get more from Inside Out, from AUK Radio, we're on social media. We're on YouTube, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, on TikTok as well. You can send us any tweet, any message. We will get back to you. Or if you would like to be part of our next program of Inside Out, please don't even hesitate. Send us a message. We'll get back to you. Thank you, Philip, for joining me. It's always a pleasure to have you, Philip.
Thank you for inviting me.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Bye-bye.